Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Murisamo, and today I'm gonna be showing you the best build for each brawler of the 71s. So for Shelly I would say Clay Pigeons, Band-Aid, Damage and Speed Gear because of all the control that you get and the survivability with her. Next we're going with Nita. I would say that for most control maps, Foffer, and then Bear With Me, and then shield and damage gear. I don't think that the new pet power epic gear, I don't think that's so good with her, because when you get the control of the bird that they offer, it's amazing, to be honest. Then we're going with Colt. I would say that I think it's better Slick Boots for more for more close maps and for more open Magnum Special, but in general I would say Slick Boots, then Speed Loader for more control and making damage, and then Reload Gear and the Damage Gear. These are the best build for him. Then Bull, I would say Stomper is the better one in order to kill those brawlers and get them more control. And then obviously Tough Guy with the shield is amazing, the speed and damage gear. Then we're going with Brock. I would say that for more places, Rocket Fuel is better because of breaking all those bushes or the walls. And then Rocket number 4 is the better one because of all the control it gets with the gears and the ammunition. Obviously, Reload Speed and Damage Gear are the better ones. Then Primo, I would say Suplex Supplement is better for the 1v1 situations when you get the super charged up. You can use Meteor Rush or El Fuego. I think that's better, Meteor Rush, in order to gain another super and use it, and in the combination with Suplex Supplement you can heal almost every brawler. Obviously not Shelly or some brawlers that cancel your damage, such as Oris and that. Then Damage and Speed Gear are fundamental for him. Next we're going with Barley. I would say in general, in 3-3 situations, I think Herbal Tonic is better for the control and the healing. And I would say medical use is better for the control, as I said. It's very important with throwers in general, and with Barley the better one. Shield and damage gear are the best. Then we're going with Poco Loco. Tuning Fork, I think it's the better one. The better gadget. Da Capo, if you have teammates, I would say is better, but maybe it's Christian solo if you are solo playing, for instance, solo Power League or with randoms, shield and damage gear. Then Rosa, one of the worst brawlers at the moment. I think she's getting a buff, but Unfriendly Bushes is the better one in order to kill those brawlers. Plant Life, if the map has lots of bushes that you can rely on in order for the constant stand, and if you have the lucky situation that you are not against a Shelly, Cordelius, and brawlers that get you really countered, Thorny Gloves is really good, but damage and speed gears and plant life in general. Then we're going with the super rare brawlers. Jesse, yes, I think this is the better comp. Sparkplug, because of all the realization it gets. It's really important with the energize for how the healing and the more control on the map in general. Damage and speed gear, I don't think that this pet power is that great. I think maybe it's better one on other brawlers that they have it. Next we're going with Dynamite. Satchel Charge, obvious, I think, but with the 2000 damage each into the fidget spinner is also getting better, but I think in most situations Satchel Charge will do it. And Demolition, because of the nerf it got with Dyna Jump, where you can't jump that consistently with double jump, and damage and speed. And speed or damage and shield, I would say, is better damage and shield. Then my friend Tick, I would say Lasera is obvious. Then Well Oiled, the Mythic Gear Thick Head, and the Health Gear, those are the better ones for him, the best build. Then we're going with 8-bit. I would say, Cheat Cartridge is the best. Maybe just on Heist is a bit better, this one, but for the survivability that it gets, even though it's really slow, it's the better one, and plugged in Star Power. Then Speed and Gear. Epic Gear, the reload one. Next, we're going with Rico. Bounce Castle, I think it's the best in most situations. Yeah, it's still the best on some maps and also super bouncy. And reload speed and damage gear. Those are the better ones. In most brawlers, I think these are the better ones because of the situation that if you have so little HP, you can reload, and do so much damage. Then we're going with Daryl. I would say it's a bit close, but Tar Barrel is for maps such as Gem Graph or maybe Brawl Ball for more securing that kill, but Recurring Rotator is better for the most maps, I would say. And Steel Hoops is best because of the survivability that it gets him, speed, and damage gear. Then we're going with Penny. Yeah, the Salty Barrel, the better one, because of all the situations that you can be saved from. Then Master Blaster is the best with the speed and damage gear. Yeah, that's it. Next, we're going with Carl. Obvious is Flying Hook, obvious pick. And then Protective Pirouette, I would say, is the best one because of how you can get more damage and survive for the longest. Then damage and speed gear. Next, we're going Jackie, one of the also worst brawlers and tanks. I would say, yeah, Pneumatic Booster is obvious, or yeah, an obvious choice because of how she needs to get her super in order to kill those brawlers and save from them. And Counter Crush with the 30% is it got buffed some while ago, but it's the the best build you can get with her. And then damage and speed gear. I think that this is the best for most of the tanks, damage and speed gear, because you can get the best of them. Then Gus, one of the best brawlers, yeah. Cookie Popper is the best gadget, one of the best in, I would say, in all the game, because of how you can get an instant kill if you work to the damage. Then Spirit Animal is the best. Star Power, damage, and shield, because of a bit, he's a bit squishy with the HP. But yeah, next we're going with the epic brawlers. I would say Super Totem, I think it's the better one because it got nerfed so bad, Tripwire. I remember when it was instant, but yeah, now it's not that good. Snare Bear, I think it's better in general because of all the control that it gets. I think boys are a bit better on maps like Knockout, that you get your super and you get those close up brawlers and close up situations, and then on hot zone maps, and then damage and reload speed gear. Then M's, I would say obvious friend zoner, bad karma, damage and speed gear. Yeah, that's the best build. Then with, oof, it's a bit close. I think that the better one is speed zone, to be honest. And Gaso Hill, also the better one for the survivability and damage and speed gear. Yeah. Next, we're going with Piper. Oh, for I think Piper, you can only play her with knockout or bounty games, maybe some hot zone, but I would say those are the best. So you need homemade recipe to secure those kills, and then snappy sniping with the shield and damage gear. Then we're going with Pam. Yeah, this scrap soccer is obvious. I would say Mama Squeeze is obvious. And I would say damage and speed gear, or maybe the new one for more maps, as I would say the only good mode that you can use it, this super turret gear, is on hot zone maps, maybe, and knockout ones, because of all the healing you get on those close-up situations at the end of the game. Next, we're going with Frank. I think Irresistible Attraction is better because you can secure that kill with more squishy brawlers. Sponge, I would say that if it's a map for more control, like Bounty, that you don't get that much kills. But if you are on a map such as Game of Theory, Brawl Ball, or Gem Graph, I think Power Graph is better because of all the kills you can get. Damage and speed gear, I think it's obvious on him. Then we're going with BB. Oof, I would say Vitamin Buster is the best. And gadget for her. Shield and damage, or shield and speed, I would say those are the top three best used for most of the brawlers. And then batting stance, I would say maybe home run is better on, because you can only use her at the moment on maps like on Game of Theory, like Heist, or maybe some knockout if you get the right comp. But yeah, You need the speed in order to gain to your enemies and get your teammates to push on them. Next, we're going with B. Raul Hive, I think it's the best one because of all the control it gets and how it got buffed recently. Honeycomb, I would say yes, is the best star power for her, and damage and shield gears. Then we're going with Nani. Return to sender, I would say. I think you can only play her on Bounty or maybe on some knockout maps, but yeah, there are not so much range maps you can play her with. Autofocus, I would say, is the best. Star power, speed. Sorry. Well, speed maybe, but I think the better one might be shield and damage gears. Next, Edgar. I think hardcore is the obvious choice because of this one. If you can get your teammates to control them and push them, if you use the hardcore great, you can kill most of the squishy brawlers or that don't make so much DPS. And then Fiskos I think is the best if you can get in those situations. But yeah, Edgar one of the worst brawlers, sadly to be honest. Shield and damage gear. Griff, P-Bank, the best gadget. Business Resilience, I think, is the best star power also. Reload speed and damage gears. Then we're going with Grom, Radio Check, I think it's the better one. Also X Factor because of the extra damage and shield gears. Then Bonnie, one of the better brawlers on the game. Sugar Rush, I think, is the best gadget. Also Black Powder, speed and damage gears. Then one of the worst brawlers at the moment, Hank. Oof, I don't know, to be honest, guys. I think It's Gonna Blow might be a better one, but not that amazing because of how bad the brawler is right now. And I would say Barricade is better for 1v1 situations with health and damage gear. Maybe health is better for most tanks, but yeah, Hank needs it because he needs to be close up to brawlers to make them damage. Then we're starting with the mythic brawlers. And yeah, to be honest, this is my opinion. I have been playing the game for quite some time, and I think this is for 3v3 situations, 3v3 game modes. Yeah. So Mortis, I would say Survival Shovels is the better one, and Creepy Harvest for more. I think the only game mode you can play him, maybe Bounty if you have two throwers on the enemy team, and gem grab ups, damage and speed gear. Next, Tara, yeah, obviously Super from Beyond. Healing Shade, I think both are great, but I think better Healing Shade. And then damage and speed gears. Then Jin, obviously Lab Blowout. Magic Puffs, Registrations as I said to you. Mythic Gear, and I think he's one of the brawlers that can use more because of the Vision Gear is really good with him because of all the. But yeah, those I think it's a bit close, but yeah. Next we're going with Max. Phase Shifter, obvious choice. Supercharged, I think, is better for more control maps, such as Gem Grab, Game Modes, yeah, Gem Grab, maybe a Brawl Ball. But if you have more 1v1 situations on some maps, I think Run Gun. But yeah, damage and speed gear. Next, we're going with Mr. P, who I think Service Bell is the best gadget. Revolving Door also, damage and speed gear. I think Pet Power maybe, but you have this buff, so I don't think that's too needy of it. Sprout, obviously Transplant. Overgrowth, I think is the better one. You can use him much. He's one of the best throwers also. I think on game modes such as Bounty and Knockout. Damage and supercharge to charge your super on for attacks. Then Byron, one of the worst rolls at the moment. I think shot in arm for more control, but maybe if you can have tank teammates, I think maybe booster shoots is best. Shot, sorry. And then Malaise, I think is the best because of 75% less healing of your enemies. When you land the super is amazing. Damage and shield gears. Then Squeak, Residue is obvious, pick. Also chain reaction with the 20% buff it got recently from 10 to 20. Shield and damage gears. Gray, obviously Walking Cane. He's great against throwers. I think also on Bounty and knockout maps. and New Perspective is the better one. Damage and speed gears. Then Willow, one of the weakest throwers. Dive, I think, is best for 1v1 situations, but maybe for more control maps such as Gem Graph, Bounty, or Knockout, I think Spellbound is better. And then Love is Blind is obviously better because this one, I don't think it's that. You can't use the enemies that much. Damage and shield gear. Dog, one of the weakest brawlers I think at the moment. Extra mustard, or I think is one of the whichever you choose because some are more for your teammates and more for yourself, like more damage than that. Then damage and speed gear. Next we're going with Spike. Oof, Life Plant is obvious pick. Curveball on most open maps, and I think Fertilize also on closer maps might be good because of the 1000 buff it got recently. But obviously Sticky Spikes and damage gear. So just starting with all the legendary brawlers. Next we're going with Crow, one of the best ones. Slowing Toxin, Extra Toxic, Enduring Toxins, and damage gears. Leon, Lollipop Drop is better for more control maps. Invisi Heal, obviously, and Lingering Smoke and the damage gears. Then Sandy, Sweet Dreams, Root Sands, Speed, and damage gear. Next Amber, Fire Stars, the best gadget, Star Power, Wild Flames, damage, and speed gear. Reload speed gear. Next, Mech, I think Jolting Bolts is better also. The Force Field, obviously, obvious pick. And then damage and shield gears. Chester, one of the weakest brawlers at the moment. Spicy Dice is better. Velomania is better. Damage and speed gear. Next, we're starting with the Chromatic Brawlers. Gale, I think Twister is best. Freezing Snow, maybe for more open maps, more closer, low. I don't know. It's one of the best control brawlers against tanks, but it's not that used at the moment. Damage and shield gear. Next, we're going with Surge. You get Power Shield for more damage. Surf Ice Cold, damage and speed gear. Next, Colette. I would say Gacha is the best gadget. Mass tasks, damage and speed gear. Next, Lou. I think Cryo Syrup he's really used on Hot Zone and he's one of the best Hot Zone brawlers. Hypothermia is also amazing, damage and supercharge because of how much you can charge them up. Ruff's one of the also best brawlers at the moment. Take cover against brawlers that with single damage, like Colette, Piper, Bea, but for more splashy, I think it's better this one for control. But yeah, in general, take cover is best. Air Superiority for more opening the map, damage and shield, or also speed, but damage shield I think is the best. Next we're going with Belle. Nesteg is best. Positive feedback, damage and reload speed gears. Next, Boss. Yeah, Reservoir is better. Ice Sharp, damage and speed gears. Then Ash, Chill Pill, best gadget. Best Star Power, first bash, damage and speed gears. Lola, Improvise, I think it's the better one. Maybe this in some maps that you get more control, but yeah, better is Improvise. Then Freeze Frame also, damage and reload speed gear. Next we're going with Fang. Roundhouse Kick, I think, is more for 1v1 situations if you can get them up, but I think it got really great buffed, counter 2, maybe for more control maps. But yeah, I think Roundhouse Kick is a bit better one because if you have great teammates as control, you can get it in. And Divine Souls is way better because of the shield that you can get, damage and speed gears. If gotta go, best gadget, Happy Surprise is a bit better. Quadruples, I think it's really worth it if you use your hair much. I think it's just used on bounty maps and maybe some knockout, but yeah, you could think she might be worth it. Reload speed gear. Next, Janet. Backstage pass, I think it's a bit better for more one situations, but I think drop the base is a bit better. Vocal War best, shield and damage gears. Next we're going with Oris. We're really close. Fat splatter best, ink refills, no discussion, damage and speed gears. Sam, also this is a no-brainer. Magnetic field, hearty recover, sorry, speed and damage gear. Then we're going with Buster, yeah, slow-mo replay is best, Kevlar best, damage and speed gears. And next we're going with Mandy, yeah, caramelize is way better, I think, in most situations, and in my side is way better. Damage and shield gear because of the low HP. RT next, hacks, I think it's the best gadget, the best star power, I think quick mats. This I don't think it's that worth it, to be honest. Damage and speed gears. Next, Macy. And disengage, I think it's best because of the stunning effect, and you can pair up really great with the tremor star power. Then damage and speed gears. And lastly but not least, poison mushroom, best gadget for Cordelius. Oof. I think best might be Mushroom Kingdom for 3 game modes, obviously, and damage and speed gears. So yeah, those are the best builds for each brawler, in my opinion, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed and you can get this information to good use. Thanks, please like and subscribe, and bye.